You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
It all sounds like some bad movie.
All right, and we're back.
You think they did that on purpose? The doggedly thing I just read?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think that was a mistake.
You think so?
I don't think they're that clever.
Oh, okay. They go through great lengths in this film to really just let you know that she's practically a fucking cat.
Oh, that's...
With the catnip and her eating fish like a crazy person, to her eating cans and cans and cans of cat food at one sitting. It's just nauseating.
Don't get me wrong.
At how bad that is.
I can't argue.
Plus her performance. I think a lot of the problems in this film, the plot is pretty bad. The dialogue is bad. A lot of things are bad. But I think the biggest problem in this film is her performance.
No, I disagree, sir.
No, I don't disagree. No. Don't you dare disagree with me.
I disagree. I don't
think so.
I think you're not looking. This is the Hannibal Lecter syndrome.
Okay.
I have the problem with the Hannibal Lecter character in the
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs versus the Hannibal Lecter character in Hannibal.
No.
No. Yeah.
No. You're talking about Manhunter.
No. Listen, same actor. Hannibal.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See, you let me finish my thought.
The Ridley Scott version. Okay.
Right. What I'm saying, not Ridley Scott version of what?
Ridley Scott directed Hannibal.
Right. What I'm saying is, but there's no version. That's the only Hannibal there is.
He basically told Anthony Hopkins to tone it down a bit.
All right, now you're stepping on my line. What I'm trying to say is...
I'm just saying, that's all Ridley Scott.
God damn you. No, what I'm saying is, the director...
Get it right.
You're stepping on my fucking line, sir.
Hey.
The director makes the performance. And when you have an act... Again, she won an Oscar. We know she can act. Okay? And we know she has...
get naked.
And we know she has breasts because she was in Swordfish.
It's true.
I say that all the blame for her acting performance goes on the director. She gave the performance she was told to give. And far be it for me to question a plot line which causes Halle Berry to arch her ass repeatedly throughout a 2-hour period.
Yeah.
I can't argue too much with that.
Well, not for anything, but the director is, I have his name written down. It's
Pitoff.
Well, or more commonly known as Jean-Pierre Jeunet, who is...
I prefer Pitoff.
Pitoff.
He sounds like rice.
He's the co-director of such films as Delicatessen, City of Lost Children.
Now, co-director, let's be fair. If you look it up on IMDb...
Well, let's put it this way. He didn't have... what is it? Who is it? Mark Caro? He didn't have Mark Caro, who is the real... I mean, if you look up Jeunet or Pitoff, it only shows that he's directed 3 films.
Right.
Whereas if you look up Mark Caro, it shows that he's directed everything else.
No, he was like visual effects on stuff like Delicatessen.
Right. And
second unit... You know, he did second unit stuff on a lot of that stuff.
Well, exactly. And they figured, well... He works with Caro. Caro makes these beautiful films, these great films. Let's give him a bunch of money. Let's give him $100 million to make a film, and you know what? He fucking failed. And it's the last film he's directed, by the way.
Now, and again, I don't blame him either. 100%. I blame him for acting. Blame Hollywood. Blame the machine. Here's what I love. If you look at it a little bit, Pitoff handed in a script of his own for the Catwoman movie.
He did.
Now, as you said, he worked on City of Lost Children, on The Messenger, on Delicatessen, all these beautiful films, all these very artsy, beautiful films.
Yes.
His script was rejected because ready for this?
I'm ready.
Too artsy.
Too artsy.
Artsy.
Now, but wait a minute. The script that was accepted, he still directed that film.
Right, but
I mean, he was able to put his style somewhat into it.
Right, but you can't. Good direction cannot save a bad screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay, and a good screenplay can be ruined by a bad director. But the one is harder than the other. I think it's much harder to make a bad screenplay look good than it is to make a good screenplay look bad.
Well,
I think Last Action Hero is an example of a no, take that back. That's just a flawed screenplay. But
I think it's a better film than it's given credit for, though.
Oh no, definitely, and it could have been better if they had a different director.
True.
I think a British director. I think Terry Gilliam should have directed that. I still say.
Last Action Hero?
Yes, it would have been darker.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So, they give Pitoff all this money. You say there was an alternate script that was more artsy.
Well, you do.
Personally, I just judging by the fucking hip-hop soundtrack throughout the entire fucking movie, and I know they need to get something like that in there because that's what they pay. They get paid a lot of money to have music in there and the soundtrack to be sold. But holy shit, every song was hot fucking 97, and I can't fucking stand shit like that. That's just not my personal preference for music.
I don't think it was that bad for his.
Dude, it was fucking for me. It felt like it really did hurt me a bit when you challenged it to me, only because of the soundtrack alone. It played a big part in why I didn't like the film. Really, just do not like that. I'm not into that kind of music whatsoever. I'm not really against it. I don't like it. And for every single song to be used in the film to be hip hop, R&B, it just painful. And the basketball game that she was playing with him practically was a fucking music video. Because they had the fucking music.
Right.
And then the way it was shot with the upshots from the ground, it just stop it. Enough.
Now
Go ahead.
I'm blaming the screenplay.
Okay.
Now the
and I'm blaming Halle Berry. I think she had a lot of input into how this character was to be portrayed. She was even trying to channel Eartha Kitt in a lot of her scenes.
That's not her fault. She's a black.
Yeah, sure. Come on.
They're telling her to. The director's telling her to.
I'm sure, but she's not saying, no, maybe we shouldn't do that. It's kind of campy. Because she was way into it.
No, I'm going soft on her here. I can't. Listen to me. Here's what I have to underline.
I'm not going soft on her. I'm hard as a rock.
Hey, easy there. Easy with that.
Hey, we got our explicit rating back this week. So
no, really?
Yeah.
Listen to me here.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, now you realize that her origin in this film, where the cats bring her back to life,
which is also just garbage.
Agreed. Very similar to Batman Returns, right? Very
similar.
There's a reason for that.
Why is that?
Because from my research, IMDb, I'll admit it.
I'm on the wiki page, so
Daniel Waters, who wrote Batman Returns,
okay,
or co-wrote it. I mean, he's not the only person on the screenplay thing there. He wrote a draft for the screenplay for Catwoman. This is way back in '95.
Okay, so this is a long time ago.
Right now, IMDb
It's like 9 years before the film was released. Okay.
Right. IMDb has a list of writers that revised the script, credited and uncredited. Laeta Kalogridis, oh, come on. Teresa Rebeck, Kate Condelli, John Rogers, John D. Brancato, Michael Ferris, John Cohen, John O'Brien, David Reynolds, Harley Payton, Valerie Bremen, Rita Saya, and Andrew Marlowe.
They all worked on this script?
All revisions.
Jesus Christ.
This is a screenplay that was rewritten over and over again. And that's not even listing like the ones like where Pitoff says, I've got a screenplay. And they said, no, that's too artsy. This film, I can give you, once we get into the plot of the film, I can tell you exactly how insane the script rewritings were just based on the ending. You know? It's that bad. But
yeah, it is. The ending's pretty bad.
The director, I blame the director for the actress, and I blame the writers for the director, and I blame Hollywood for the writers. The suits just saying, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this, and they ruined it. And I thought it was going to be good in the first place because Batman Returns sucked too.
Yeah,
but it sucked less.
It did suck less.
You can make it through Batman Returns, even with the Penguin nonsense. You know, with
Christopher Walken is the shining moment in that film.
Not like he can kill me. Actually, it's a lot like that. There were some gems there. There are no gems in Catwoman.
None.
No, none.
I'm trying to go through my notes and in my head because usually when I watch films like this that are just truly bad, I always, if there's something good, I write it down, and I don't have any.
No, there's nothing good. There's nothing good. No. Oh, besides Halle Berry half naked, but that's a given, and you can get that. You know what?
I'm numb to that too. I don't care anymore. There was a small point in time where, like maybe I would have liked to have seen that, and then she does the topless thing in Swordfish, and it's like, really, you got how much to do that? That's all that scene was for, was because she was given extra money to do it.
A lot of extra money. What was that, 50,000, right?
I think it was $1 million.
A what?
I think it was $1 million or $2 million.
No, I'm looking it up now. It was like $500,000. It was like 500,000, I think.
I don't think that would be enough for her to say, "Here's my tits." I'm pretty sure it was $1 million or more.
All right,
but anyway, I mean, like, take Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
Those the pictures from her phone leaked. Have you seen those?
No, there's naked pictures of her?
Yes.
Oh.
And they're awesome.
And we don't have to sit through a bad movie to see it?
Nope.
Okay.
She took they look legit because there's a shot of her holding her I guess it's an iPhone or a Droid, and she's taking a picture from the mirror standpoint. She's in front of the mirror and she has her arm in the air, and she has a tattoo on her forearm that they zoomed in on and then compared it to, say, another shot from...
It's been validated.
The Academy. Yes.
Okay.
And someone would have had... They've already said that it is the pictures are legit, even though someone will deny it, but
speaking of
naked Scarlett Johansson.
Speaking of validation.
Yeah.
And, here we go. Halle Berry agreed to the topless scene ostensibly for an extra fee of $500,000 because she wanted to overcome her fear of doing nude scenes. So, because she wanted to do it to overcome her fear of nude scenes, so she charged them an assload of money to do it.
Right.
You know, that makes sense. That's a nice way.
Then she did it in Monsters Ball for, I don't think...
Like nothing.
For really nothing.
Oh, she got over that fear real quick. And got an Oscar
for it.
Yeah, that's her nice way of saying I hoard myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was for the art. It was for coming... Oh, shut up. Why do they have to make these elaborate... You're a whore. And I would whore... If I would charge just as much. So I'm not judging her. But just say what it is. Don't make up, I was attempting to overcome... No, you weren't. Now, speaking of validation, when we get to it, because I want to go through the film in order, just in case, the cop.
Benjamin Bratt.
Yes, the mysterious case.
The worst detective ever.
Yes, that's my point. And, you want to start from the beginning with the whole film, or is it?
Sure.
How are your notes? Because
my notes are pretty much in order.
Because really, the beginning of the film, first of all,
it starts off with her at her job.
No, don't forget, bad film. It starts off with her floating dead and her narrating about when I died.
But we'll get back to that. Right.
Yeah,
we'll get back to that.
How about we don't?
Yeah, pretty much. So they show pretty much. I think about 40 minutes into the film at the very beginning, and then they flash back to where she's at her job.
Right. Which any film that opens up like that, you're dealing with bad screenwriting.
Yeah, absolutely. Still
my only criticism of Iron Man, the first film, is that, and I don't blame bad screenwriting for that. I blame test screening. I'm still convinced test screening did that because I thought the opening was too boring and this bullshit. It wasn't.
No, and you know what? That may be very true, but I think it worked.
It worked,
and I didn't mind it.
I minded it just because it's a soft spot with me.
I didn't mind it at all. Very forgiving.
Okay, but after that, we see her, and she works as a. Now, did you catch?
She's an artist working.
No.
What?
She says, "I wanted to be an artist. Instead, I'm a graphic designer for a company." It's like, what a fucking slap in the face of every artist who makes a living.
No, I know.
Doing graphic design for advertiser or anything. Say, you aren't artists. You aren't artists.
Right.
You're getting paid for your work. You aren't artists. What the fuck does anybody...
There's no talent in designing graphics. What? Really?
Yeah, tell me what the fuck any person involved with this film knows what being an artist is about. You're all fucking whores.
All these movies, all video games, magazines, just everything, posters, all graphic designers, all graphic artists.
Oh, she's hemmed in by having
some of the most talented people on the planet are graphic artists.
But they're not artists.
No. Of course not.
What?
And that's more bad screenwriting.
The minute I heard, you know what?
You know what's funny? Hold on,
shallowness.
Real quick.
Shallowness, yeah.
Real quick. And again, bad screenwriting. Last night, I'm watching TV. Okay,
Okay,
and I'm watching the show called The Middle. All right, which is actually a very good show.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the mom from that show goes to her mom's house because she's having problems with her husband and her kids, and they don't respect her and all that bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I like the show because it's pretty much based on the middle class, and it's like real problems, and they're poor and
hurting me.
What?
You're hurting me.
It's a good show. But anyway, where I'm going with it, where bad screenwriting can definitely get in the way, and this totally is what we're talking about.
Yeah, say it.
Yes, I know. She goes over to her mom's and she says, this and this and this happened. And the mom said, well, something similar happened with me, blah, 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 and this. And I'm watching Smokey and the Bandit 3, and I got tired. Of seeing Burt Reynolds in that, and so I went home. Burt Reynolds wasn't in Smokey and the Bandit 3.
All right, well, that's not bad screenwriting. That's just like ignorant screen. That's just like not knowing what you're writing about.
And what's the difference?
The difference is the craft. I'm talking about the craft. You're talking about you know what the difference is?
Someone that's 20 that wrote that line?
No. But what I'm saying, the difference is like if you go to IMDb and they have factual errors,
right, in
a film, that's a factual error.
Well, first of all, I think there's enough people on the set, enough actors, reading the script to know that Burt Reynolds wasn't in Smokey and the Bandit 3.
Just they should have known that it was a Marvel comic being read in Supergirl.
Yes.
These people don't care. They don't care.
They really don't.
They really don't.
Sorry, I went off on a little tangent there.
That's okay.
I just thought that was interesting that you brought that up, and that just really last night that happened.
I'm sure it would have irritated me too.
Yes, sir.
Definitely would have. No, I agree.
All right. So graphic artists, they're not real artists.
You know what?
Artists.
After that line hit me, I was like, you know what? These bastards are just going to piss me off every 5 minutes now because it's like their attempt at trying to paint this kind of allegory, if you will, about the artist being hemmed in and everything. So, no, she has a job doing what she loves. Wow.
Well, they actually go out and say that she doesn't love it.
That'd be like, that'd be like me saying, I wanted to be a writer. Instead, I just work for a newspaper. I'm just a journalist. What the fuck is that?
Exactly. You're still writing.
You're a writer.
Yes,
or no, even better. No, I'm sorry, even better. I wanted to be a writer. Instead, I just write copy for advertisements, and I do. It does. Yeah, you're still writing. You're writing. There's a difference between okay, you're not painting, you're not hanging paintings in the Louvre. That doesn't make you. This is a definition that you're not an artist unless you're like being paid billions of dollars for paintings, or you're not a writer unless you're bringing home paychecks like Stephen King. It's just it's this Hollywood's disconnect with the real fucking world.
Right, and doesn't she paint? Isn't she painting on canvas at one point because she'll then take that picture, put it in a computer, and finish it up graphically?
I think that was just on her off time she was doing.
Oh, was it on her off time?
Okay,
because I know a lot of artists do that. They'll start with canvas, they'll take what they've done on canvas and finish it on a computer, which is still artistic. You
know what should have been better? I think she should have been painting album covers in her loft.
I'm still asking anyone listening to the show if they have any information about that,
and they don't. But of course, it's happening.
And again,
this is no.
I really do think it was just a local thing. They're painting album covers for the local record stores, not countrywide like I think you thought it was.
I apologize for opening the wound.
Yeah, listen, it's okay.
Now, what are your comments on Halle Berry as far as the whole after-school special? We have to make her as unattractive as possible.
Oh, they do that. That is just the oldest trick in the book of let's make her frumpy.
Didn't stop them.
Of course not. Let's make her frumpy. Let's make her, scared. Let's make her weak. So when she does this transformation, it's really noticeable. And that's exactly what they did.
Let's make her clumsy. Let's make her bump into every single person on the way into the office. Let's make her trip like when she tripped getting out of bed at first, I was like, all right, I'll give you that. She's hitting everybody on the way through. She's a complete cut. She's meek. She apologized. All right, fine. But the director was just like pushing her. Everything. Yes, give me more of that. Give me more of that.
Of course.
I want more of that. But she's frumpy, but frumpy where but not too frumpy because we still want to like her as being attractive. So she's just wearing like the wrong clothing.
Right. Well, even the CEO, he tells her, I do not know why I expected anything more from you of your art. Look at the way you dress.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's incredibly French.
Well, that's what's his name? Lambert.
Is it Lambert? Yes.
Lambert. Yes, Lambert. He plays the French bad guy in everything. He has that facial structure.
Well, he was in the Matrix films as well. Matrix Reloaded.
Oh, and I was just looking at a bunch of stuff he did. He's in everything. He always plays the bad guy. He has that. Well,
the fact that he's French and Pitoff is French. I mean, come on.
It's the skeletal structure of his face. He cannot be anything but evil.
That's true.
It's the cheekbones, the jawline. He is incapable. He just played a bad guy in something recently too.
Oh, really? I didn't. He's not your movie challenge, so.
Okay. Well, obviously, because I stumped you there. No, he just recently played a villain in something very recently. I was just looking at it. What do you call it? Blah, 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 blah. What's the name we saw recently? Never mind. Oh, no, not even recently.
Be hard to spell.
No, Sahara.
Oh, really?
He plays bad guy in Sahara.
Of course he does.
There's a bunch of stuff. Like Timeline.
Really? Timeline too?
Yeah, which you haven't seen. Yeah.
Didn't Timeline come out in 2003? That was before Catwoman.
Yeah. Catwoman came out in 2004.
Right.
And Sahara came out in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah. He had this huge spurt of villainous French guy. Because The Matrix was in 2003, Reloaded.
Yes, it was.
All right.
Yes, it was.
Oh, wow. He even did the voice in the Enter the Matrix video game. That piece of crap.
Of course he did.
Wow.
What's he doing?
He's doing a lot of stuff now. Ooh, are they remaking Blind Man?
Oh, I don't know.
The Western. He's in something called Blind Man.
Really?
It's French, but maybe I'm hoping it's a remake of the Western. It says thriller. Never mind. It says
no.
Yeah, they're not.
Anyway, moving on.
What? Oh yeah. And Sharon Stone, of course, is his wife.
is his wife, and she's 40, so that automatically makes her old. They go through, again, they make it a point to let you know that she's being replaced by somebody half her age.
Now,
because he owns a pharmaceutical company that makes face cream that actually reverses aging.
Now, what's the name of it again? Because I had trouble with that.
Beno or Bueno, or
I thought it was a play on beauty. It was like Bewley or Beauty. I thought it was just
something like that.
Every time someone pronounced it, they pronounced it differently, and it threw me off.
It's Bewline. Bewline.
Yeah, which I don't get.
I don't get it. Who cares?
It's
fucking bullshit.
Now, now Sharon Stone, she's like a genius. She's high IQ.
From what I've read, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't see her actually thinking that there's anything poignant about her.
Well, you know what's funny about with people with high IQs? A lot of times they have zero common sense. So to read a bad script as this one, she might not have realized it.
No, I don't think she cares. Honestly, I think she...
Oh, believe me, she's not your movie challenge either. But we'll talk about the films that I could have challenged you to. She's got 3 good movies I could have challenged you to.
No, but
that's only some. She's been in a lot of shit.
And I don't think she cares. I honestly think she hit that point in her career where even when she was doing good stuff, people would badmouth her. And I honestly think
she's taking the checks.
Yeah, I honestly think she takes any job she can within reason. I mean, if she likes to work with the people, and I don't think she cares what the critics say, because no matter what they've shit on films of hers that she's still famous for. So
that is true.
I don't think she cares. I think she's going to screw the critics. I'm just going to make. I don't think Halle Berry had a nervous breakdown. I don't think Sharon Stone looked back twice.
No.
I think it's like, yeah, whatever. What's wrong? What's wrong with Halle?
Sharon Stone knows she'll probably never win an Oscar.
And she might. When she gets
if she
older,
does, it'll be much, much later in her career.
Yeah, but she knows that no matter what she does, she's going to
be pulled out of retirement to win an Oscar. That's how it's going to happen for Sharon Stone.
She's going to make more films though. She knows it's not going to hurt her career.
Well, she hasn't stopped making movies though.
I'm saying she can make she knows she can make a Catwoman and not even miss a step.
This is true.
Yeah. So of course, just like in Batman Returns, the Halle Berry stumbles upon, what's her name in the film? Faith?
It is...
No, Patience.
Patience Phillips.
What's up with Patience?
I don't know.
She's not supposed to have any?
Yeah, no. Well, anyway, her first meet with Benjamin Bratt, who was the detective, is she sees this cat on her ledge. Outside of her window, and she decides that she needs to go out and save this cat. So he's just driving and sees her outside and assumes that she's someone that's going to commit suicide.
Again, genius detective number 1. A woman's on a ledge, has to be a suicide. Don't assess the situation. Don't ask her what's wrong. Immediately assume she's insane and talk her down.
Right, exactly.
And be sure to hold that badge up, because that's going to convince her otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. So, and this is also just, and I know they do things like this for timing, but when it's so ridiculous, when it's this ridiculous, I'm sorry, it's unbelievable.
What for timing?
He asks her when he gets out of the car, he says, what floor are you on? Oh, I'm on floor 23. All right, that's 23 flights.
No. She said what room? What apartment?
23.
Yeah, she's not 23 stories up, dude. It was apartment 23.
Was it apartment 23?
By the way,
all right,
23, magic number.
All right, fine. Apartment 23.
Yeah.
Well, just judging visually, this still plays, even though it's not 20 stories, it still visually plays a fact that she's at least 2 stories up. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. How does he get up there in 2 seconds?
Because he's cool.
Because one of my notes is this guy super cop? Does he have special powers? Because the second he says what I thought he said what floor.
It's for
again. I'm watching these movies in my vehicle during my commute because
it's pacing.
It took me an hour and a half to get home today. I watched the whole goddamn movie.
Out of all the crap in the film, you're gonna criticize how much time it takes.
I criticize everything when I'm in traffic and pissed off.
Why don't you criticize? I've never seen an air conditioner 12 feet long before.
Oh, yeah, and who the fuck installed it? It's the worst install job ever.
And what apartment is it going into?
Her neighbors.
It's like in the middle of the wall. It's like between apartments.
Wasn't that in a window?
No, it was like in the brick wall.
Are you sure?
It was in the brick wall.
They do that.
But they make them that long? Like 12, 20 feet long?
20 feet long. It wasn't that long.
It was sticking out. It was sticking out like a good 6-8 feet, and there was still more inside.
Excuse me? 6-8 feet.
6 to 8 feet of air conditioner. Yes, you go back and look at that. That was a long air conditioner.
I don't think so.
It was coming all the way out so she could stand on it.
I don't think so. I'm thinking that's 25, 30 inches.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And that's So that's the first meeting with the detective.
You know what's sadder than that line?
What's that?
You laughing at it.
How could I not?
True. But yeah, so of course she runs to get her artwork to the boss because everyone like goes right to the manufacturing company to like why she even ends up there. Like, doesn't he have an office?
Right.
She's in the building where his office is. I have to get this to him. And
I don't understand why it needed to be there at midnight.
Before midnight. And why the solution is, okay, I can't find a courier. Right, because in a major metropolitan area, couriers don't work when the sun sets.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, good luck finding a courier after that. She goes like off out of the city to the manufacturing plant.
She goes straight there. She just goes herself.
What's up with that? Anyway, that's, and of course she stumbles upon the meeting where they're talking about the horrible side effects of the beauty cream. The
Buline, where it makes you look like Freddy Krueger.
Buline. And so the two hitmen, who apparently have a complete working knowledge of not only the factory, not hitmen, security guards, only have a complete working knowledge of the factory, but know how to operate the machinery.
Yeah.
Flood the tanks. Well, being your security guard, I know exactly how to flood the toxic lines with water waste. Oh, it's this button right here. Watch this. There's no safeties on it either, by the way. I can just do this with one flick.
Right, exactly. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And then she gets washed out, and then your complaint with her acting like a cat comes in full force.
And how many CGI animals can they throw in one scene?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these cats. God forbid you use real fucking animals for this shit. I get that animals are hard to work with, but Jesus Christ, this is at the height of let's CGI anything.
Yeah.
It really, and it's gotten better these days. At least if it hasn't gotten better, which it has, but if it hasn't gotten better for the very fact that it's at least gotten better looking. If they CGI something now, at least it looks pretty good.
We'll say her CGI character jumping around didn't look that bad.
It didn't look that bad. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Now speaking of the cat that brings her back to life, the Egyptian Mao.
Oh God.
When she
named Midnight.
When she meets the professor, i.e., the person that will explain the entire backstory on cats bringing her back to life, any film that needs to give you a history lesson, bad.
Right.
Bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bad idea.
Except I remember that's why a lot of people complained about the Da Vinci Code. Like, I feel like I'm in a history class. Like, well, yeah, because it's about history. But when you have a film that uses a premise that they actually have to go into great detail to explain, like that,
right?
Oh, it's just like, okay. Here's the part we find out why she's. And again, oh, you're a Catwoman. Oh, really? Okay. But when she said, Midnight, that's the name of the cat, right?
Yes.
She says, oh, he's an Egyptian Mao, the rarest kind.
And they're presumed to have powers.
Well, the minute she said the rarest kind, I'm on the internet. It says, okay, let me check this out. Oh, guess what? They're not. They're not common. They are quite rare, but there are plenty of breeds much rarer.
Of course there are.
Yes, I was just like, I just had to double check that one. That's it. And when you're making a film about cats,
yeah, you really need to make sure that you get that shit right. It's not hard. You figured you found out in what, 5 minutes?
But why? Yeah. Why would you even lie and say?
I don't think things have changed in 7 years.
Why wouldn't you just say one of the rarest? That would have passed the lie detector.
Of course it would have.
Why does it have to be the rarest?
Well, because 48 people helped write the script.
But we're getting, that's the cat that she sees outside of her apartment, and
so she gets the
cat powers.
She gets cat powers because she drowns, and then the cat brings her back to life. And the second she comes and snaps out of it, and first of all, when the cat breathes into her mouth, I don't know, transfers a part of its soul, whatever the fuck it's doing.
Yeah.
I want to know, did the water in her lungs immediately evaporate?
And how does she breathe it in?
Well,
here you go. You can't talk logic about cats bringing a person back to life because you're gonna.
No, of course
failing
not.
On that part.
But I mean, shouldn't she have been puking water? If the cat had brought her back and she immediately started puking water, that I would have bought that.
I want to know if she hates water now that she's a cat. I want to know how she got up that rock and got back to the city when she had to take a bridge to get there. Did she take a cab? I forget.
I don't. You know what? I don't remember.
She doesn't have a car.
No, because she's in the big city.
It must have been a cab. It must have been a cab, who I assume waited for her.
Oh, of course.
Because why would you? Never mind. Anyway.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? The fare on that's going to be awesome.
Oh, but speaking of coming too, how many scenes do we have to have of her stretching like a cat waking up?
Jesus Christ! And standing on shit and being nimble. And not falling.
No, forget that. I'm just talking about shots of her curled up in a ball, sleeping, and then stretching and waking up. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
Of course there are. Why are we even talking about it? It's just it's gonna happen,
dude. Why? That's like it's just the way we are.
Why are you doing this? Let's move on.
What about this? What about the asinine aspect of this beauty cream? It's like, okay, yeah, it causes dizzy spells and people pass out from it, and it's addictive. And if you stop using it, you become scarred and you start becoming hideously deformed. And
right.
So
I'm waiting for her best friend throughout the entire film to become Freddy Krueger.
That would have been great.
It would have been awesome.
And
I knew they weren't going to do it.
Sharon Stone, who supposedly helped her husband build this entire empire, is supposed to be evil, but she's supposed to be smart too. And they said, well, yeah, if you stop using the product, you become hideously deformed. It's like, well, that'll keep them buying more. That's what we want. Like, yeah, it'll keep them buying more until they find out. Then you'll get no new customers. You're not gonna have a good second quarter. What do you? Is this really the logic of our villain in this? Because this is going to be a short film.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And not to get too ahead, but when Halle Berry goes to Lambert's house to find him, Sharon Stone is very eager to help and says, "How can I get in touch with you?" Well, and then Halle Berry, Catwoman, she basically says, "You can't." And then she says, "Well, here, take my phone." And now they're chums. And I'm thinking the entire time, you're really falling for that? You're really going to trust Sharon Stone?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't buy it. The fact that they even went that way, because she was just, you could tell she was lying her ass off.
All right, here's why
in that scene.
Here's why I can buy that, because Halle Berry is just an artist who became a cat.
Well,
so she has no real training in this kind of field of knowing who to trust. If you want to talk about,
I guess,
you want to talk about bad judgment calls, let's go back to our friend the cop. All right, we already mentioned the fact that he can't tell somebody in trouble besides other than
Well, isn't she wearing the same lipstick?
Okay.
Before and then when she's in the costume?
No. Don't jump ahead.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. She gets him a coffee and writes sorry on it.
Right.
Then they find the bag at the jewelry store where she returns all the stolen goods, and it has sorry written on it. Right?
Yes.
Okay. He sees the two. He's like, wow, they're identical. What do I do with this? Let's go to the handwriting analysis. Blows them up big on the same screen. And it's like, well, the loop and the O's are totally different. These are totally different people, even though it's the exact same signature.
Right.
Right? Oh, these are two totally different people. Okay.
This one here, you see, she doesn't play by the rules. What?
You can.
Did they actually use the not play by the rules line?
But it's okay because it's a handwriting analysis.
Yeah. Huh?
Now, so then what's the chain of events? First he finds the piece of stolen jewelry in her bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then,
for me, that's enough right there.
And that's after he kisses her.
Yes.
In the rain, right? Okay.
Well, then it's after he fucks her.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. I'm specifically. Oh, sorry, I'm specifically mentioning the kissing part.
The chain of events that happens. He goes from fucking her one night to the very next day. All of this shit happening. You're Catwoman. But sorry, I threw you in jail. But it was I'm glad I got to fuck you.
So he's been face to face with her, close, right?
Sure.
He finds a piece of the stolen jewelry in her bedroom. Then when he meets Catwoman, she's right in his face. This is a woman he's had sex with. This is a woman he's been close with, right? Same voice.
Correct. Oh, nothing has changed.
Just a little mask, same face, and she even licks him. And and at no point is like, I recognize that tongue. So what does he have to do? He gets a lip print analysis, which I'm almost positive that lip printing does not exist.
No, of course it does.
Oh yeah. Don't start with me.
No,
because then he takes that glass that has a lip print on it.
Listen.
And then they compare that to a lip print on his face because after she kissed him, he obviously had a picture.
To get very real about forensics and what they do these days, there was I saw a special about a year ago where this person robs a bank, and as he dressed up like a woman, so he had like the lipstick on and everything. As he's leaving, it was the old gag. He walked right into the door. And basically he face planted right into this door and left the lip imprints. So when they caught their suspect, the first thing they did was they took imprints of his lips and they matched it to what was on the door. And that's how they caught him.
I don't buy it.
Much like fingerprints, the cracks and crevices in your lips are unique.
I don't buy a picture of a kiss on his cheek.
That's bullshit.
And
but
I'm saying
that type of forensics exists.
Here's the question. Okay, I've got DNA on a glass. I have DNA on my cheek. What do?
Let's
get the lip printing. And I want to know how the lip print expert has a bigger TV screen than the fingerprint expert. So how's the lip printing lady in the corner? How often do they get to lip print anybody?
Yeah, that's
or compare
true.
Lip prints. And
Not very often.
He needs that to figure out she's Catwoman.
Yeah.
Then the ultimate is he actually fools Sharon Stone with the I know it's you.
Oh God, that old wheeze.
I know
you just told me everything I needed to know.
Yeah, I know it's you. You gonna bribe me? Yeah, I'll bribe you. Aha, you're guilty. What? That's called entrapment, sir. What the fuck?
That exchange of dialogue was just preposterous.
That was almost as preposterous as the whole film. Okay. No, that was almost as preposterous as well, we're jumping non-linear. Did we skip anything in your notes?
The only thing that I really have in my notes is
I have a major complaint
when she goes to the bar and orders a White Russian, but tells him to hold the vodka, hold the Kahlua, and hold the ice. Why didn't you just fucking ask for milk?
All right, that was a play. That was they were
I get that, but it still was fucking stupid.
I agree.
Ask for a glass of fucking milk.
The whole costume was a play on how nude can we get her without getting her nude.
Oh, of course.
And I don't think they went far enough, but that's just me. If you're complaining about him running up the stairs, I'm sadly upset that you're not bringing up the wall.
The wall.
When she gets out of jail,
When she squeezed through the bars?
Yes. Well, that's
Right.
way past. I mean, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Well, is it in your notes?
I don't think so, though. I remember what you're. I know what you're going to say. I
She
think
comes
I do
out,
anyway.
and there's cops coming around the wall, the corner, so she presses up against the wall. The camera moves, so she's out of camera frame, but she's still pressed up against the wall. The cops walk by, and then she pops out from behind the wall. What is this, Benny fucking Hill?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll buy that she can dive 5 stories and everything, but she went through the wall. There's no other way to get from here to there except go through the wall.
Yeah, that's right. She
went through the wall.
She went through
She's
the
David
wall.
Copperfield at the Great Wall of China. She's how is that a cat power?
It isn't. Cats can squeeze through small areas, but that's about it.
Oh, there are no small areas in this film. There's just gaping holes.
Oh yeah. When she
What
squeezed
else?
out of the jail cell, I could almost buy that. But I'm pretty sure the bars are much closer together than that.
I could buy that if she collapsed her fucking skull. I was like, no way, no how is no pelvis of hers getting through those bars. I'm sorry. Cats can do that. Cats can do that because they're like 80% fur. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. She squeezes out of prison, and
do we skip any steps?
I don't think so.
It's hard to tell. It's all a blur.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I want to criticize the whole Ferris wheel thing, but I don't have the energy. There's so much insane about that. Everything from him, okay, he's having trouble. I should climb down there, to let me save the day with this wrench. It was
with this wrench.
He just shoves the wrench in the gears and that stops the whole thing.
Right. And who gave him authorization to do that shit? And the guy that does control the fucking Ferris wheel, where is that guy?
He was right there.
That guy be?
He's not. Dude, I've seen rinky-dink Ferris wheels. I've been to carnivals. They don't have one big lever. Does
no, I know.
They actually have a control panel.
Yes, they do.
Really,
as dinky and tiny as they are, they do. You're right.
Even the shady ones have a control panel. I can't think of any place you go that has a big lever like that.
Right.
It's like right out of Metropolis.
So she squeezes out of prison.
How does he stop with the lever? The lever's only got 2 positions. How does he stop the thing?
Dude,
he just holds it in the center.
I have no idea.
I'm sorry.
So she squeezes out of prison so that she can go do this final standoff with Sharon Stone's character and to expose Beuline for what it is. And it just
and the big reveal. What's the big reveal, sir? The other side effect of the beauty cream.
Oh, you don't feel pain.
It turns your skin into like
rock hard cement marble. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that threw me for such a loop that when I knew like there was something going on with the cream with her, right?
Right.
And then when the husband slaps her, he's like, my hand. It's like, I don't get it. How would it hurt him? I mean, I was assuming she's becoming powerful or something, but okay.
Right. And then I want to know how she could even have facial expressions if her face is like hard like stone.
She has to explain it in detail at the end. That's the important part. There was no way for them to convey, without using dialogue, that she now could not feel anything, and she could like take a beating because her skin was like marble now.
Right.
There's no way. Can't do it. Cannot do it. It's just hold on now while I explain how powerful I am.
Or how powerful my face is.
Yeah, right?
I mean, shouldn't her hands be like fucking marble too?
I think her whole body was.
It's like the whole
whatever part she's rubbing the stuff on.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like the whole the whole joke about using enlargement cream. It's like, why aren't your hands huge?
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to apply it with your hands.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
I mean, either.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So basically, the way it works is, I mean, I'm totally ready to ruin the end of the film so we can move on.
Well, no, hang on. I have to point something out too.
All
The
right.
basic, again, when we go back to bad screenwriting, the premise of makeup,
Yes.
in the makeup industry, being run by these evil people willing to scar people that are trying to stay beautiful, and the irony of like the porcelain face or the stone face, all this stuff. The concept of saying that the makeup industry
Right.
is anti-female is a strong premise for a film. This film not only wastes it, but totally destroys it by two main facts, which is one, they don't approach it right at all, and
Okay.
and two, you can't demonize makeup when everyone in the film is slathered in it.
Yeah.
Every
that's
close-up
true.
of Sharon Stone or Halle Berry is, I just spent 5 hours in makeup, and now I'm here talking about evil makeup.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But that's even if they succeeded in that message, which they didn't, because they didn't even try to. They didn't really try to succeed in that message. They took these little glancing blows at like the beauty industry, but not enough to actually sting, because, well, it's Hollywood. We're the reason there's a beauty industry.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone can't say too much shit about women trying to stay beautiful, because look what you're doing, Sharon. And I think, even again, like I said, I don't think she thought it was poignant. I think she realized how stupid it was. Like, all right, whatever, let's just go with it.
You're right.
But that really rubbed me raw. I was like, there's really some fertile ground here for some nice feminist allegory. When you have a film with two females fighting each other, and you can't, like I said before, I can give you a better female allegory from Supergirl than I can this. There's not enough material. That's how bad this film is.
Yeah, this film was really bad, and I hate you for challenging it to me.
Benjamin Bratt thanks you.
Hey,
Dun, dun.
he was even smart enough to not do Miss Congeniality too.
Shatner wasn't.
After this piece of shit,
But Shatner doesn't care.
Shatner will do anything.
Shatner
He
doesn't
don't
care. Again, but he knows they'll still ask him back.
But after he did Catwoman, I truly believe it's affected his judgment for future scripts. Because I mean, he's done better stuff. Let's put it that way.
Oh, what's her name for Miss Congeniality?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah,
Yeah.
she did that. She did Miss Congeniality too. But I can't criticize her for doing Miss Congeniality too.
Well, she took the money.
I can criticize her for doing Speed 2.
Well, yeah.
After that, it's like, yeah, do Miss Congeniality 2. It can't hurt. If you survive Speed 2, just go with it. Whatever, do 4. So you want to ruin the ending?
What's
What's there to ruin? What's there to ruin?
Well, no, there really isn't anything to ruin. You're right. It's just the fact. All right, this is what I want to say.
All right. After what are you gonna talk about? You talk about the fight sequence or after the fight sequence?
I'm talking about the absurdness of which him saying, because he basically takes.
Basically.
I'm sorry, I have said basically like 3 times already.
7, I'm counting.
Says 7. He arrests her.
Right.
As whatever her name is, Patience Phillips.
Which I'm
Phillips.
lacking.
Yeah. He arrests her as Patient Phillips. She pleads to him that she's Catwoman. Sneaks out. Does the fight scene. He tells her, well, if you sneak back into prison, everyone's going to say, well, you were in prison. Catwoman did this. And the two can't be connected. What? First of all, nobody notices that she's gone for fucking 12 hours? Really?
Yeah.
Absurd.
Now,
Absurd.
riddle me this, Batman. The whole thing. How does she scratch the marble face of Sharon Stone at the end?
I don't know.
Because she said nothing. She couldn't scratch it, and then she scratched it.
I mean, are her nails, were they made of titanium or something?
Well, they were diamond, but it wasn't having any effect beforehand. Now, and I hate the fact that Catwoman. Catwoman's almost out the building. So, what did she say? overtime. It's time for overtime.
She says, Sharon Stone tells her game over, and she goes, it's overtime.
Wow.
That was cringe-inducing.
That's like right out of like Running Man 3.
Right.
Now it's overtime. You know.
It's overtime.
Let off some steam.
I'm back.
Chill out.
Let off some steam, Beckett.
Exactly. I mean, but then she
stick around.
Stick around. But then she leaps up, kicks Sharon Stone's ass, kicks her out the window, right?
Yep.
Kicks her out the window, and then at the last minute she's like, "Quick, take my hand." This whole like
it's okay.
The villain can't. The hero can't kill anybody. The hero can't. But then don't put her in that position where she's going to kick the person out the window. It's really kind of a half-hearted effort to save the person if you're the one killing them.
Yeah.
And then I think the implication was that Sharon Stone saw that her face was scratched, so she let herself go.
That was just stupid.
Actually, I did like how she landed though. That was cool.
Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't cut back on the way she landed.
I also liked how many times her white jumpsuited body flipped. I was like, that's kind of cool. She did.
Yeah, where it did flip a lot.
It didn't just fall. It was like. That'll happen when you fall. Yeah.
All right. So, are we done with Catwoman?
Oh no.
No.
I think I like the whole wrap up at the end. Now,
okay.
You know the film was recut when they at the very end they use a scene right out of the middle of the film when she's walking away.
Oh god.
When she's walking,
yeah.
It's like, wow, didn't we just see this half an hour ago? 45 minutes ago?
The silhouette of her walking in the moonlight.
Yeah. Walking in the moonlight. I think my favorite part of the film is that after all of that, she dumps the cop.
Oh yeah.
I just got her out of jail. She was like, "Oh, I got a Dear John letter? What the hell is this about?"
What the fuck? Oh, I love it when he says, "Come on," where he says, where he basically reveals her identity. He knows it's her, and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "Come on." But they don't take it any further.
It's like, now you're just fucking with me.
Right. They don't. It's like, listen, I know it's fucking you.
You know, she should have he should have read the letter, and then just looked up, and goes, "All right, I'm confused now. Is she Catwoman?"
They should have had her kiss him like the way Superman kissed Lois Lane, and he forgets everything.
You know what? I don't have it taking out the trash for this because it was so bad.
Oh yeah, no, there's so much trash. You start from scratch. That's how much trash.
Nolan's doing that. You know how? By not giving Catwoman superpowers.
Yeah.
And there's the really bizarre thing, because Catwoman.
And I think that's the difference that Nolan. She's just going to be a normal woman.
Well, she always has. She never had superpowers.
Right.
She was never a supervillain. She never had the powers of a cat.
And I know Nolan will do. I think, as much as I don't like the Catwoman character, I think he'll do it.
I like her when she's a lesbian prostitute that becomes a jewel thief because she sees Batman wearing a costume and figures she can get away with it.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
how I think that. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that's Nolan's storyline.
It'd be nice if he comes somewhere close to that, because that's how she's a villain that you can have a little bit of sympathy for or empathy for.
Right.
But this, and then because it's also an anti-male thing too, because she robs rich.
How much you want to bet Nolan makes her a whore?
Oh, let's hope.
I bet he does.
Well, let's hope. I haven't read anything about it. Let's hope he makes her a whore. I mean, at the very least, make her a jewel thief. And what's the bullshit with let's make her a jewel thief, but then she gives it all back because she's like schizophrenic.
Oh fuck.
And what jewel thieves go in the dead of night in a place with no security guards and bring loaded shotguns and everything?
Or cameras. There had to be no cameras. They're not wearing anything.
No, nothing. They had no face.
And if you have that kind of money in jewels, you're up the fucking wazoo with security.
You know what else? You also don't leave it in windows outside overnight. Yeah. They don't do that because it's so easy to smash the glass.
That is true.
And that whole scene. Wow. All right. Can we have a run around? Oh.
Can we have a what?
Run around the entire building twice and what's with the cupcakes?
I don't know.
She's supposed to be cute. When does she have time to make cupcakes?
She doesn't.
Couldn't they trace to where she bought the cupcakes from?
Probably.
Didn't she leave prints on the cupcake box?
Guaranteed.
You know.
There is no taking out the trash in this,
dude. You know,
there isn't.
All right, here's why he's the worst cop in the world. You know the guy who had the bomb at the Martin Luther King parade that they caught?
Yes.
You know how they caught him?
How's that?
The bomb was made. The shrapnel part of the bomb was fishing lures.
Was it really?
They tracked him because he bought too many fishing lures at a Kmart. They found the guy because he bought fishing lures. They can't track her cupcakes or her paper bag back to her.
Of course.
Worst cop in the world.
Worst cop ever.
And how did she steal the motorcycle? Did she can't hotwire that?
No, of course not.
You know what I've seen, and this is like partially for this film. Every film I've seen, like 5 films in the past couple weeks now, where they all have a scene where somebody steals a car.
Okay.
And the person whose car belongs to runs after the car. Does this really happen in the real world? I've never had my car stolen in front of me, but I have to think
I'm not running after my car.
I can't see myself like running, thinking, all right, what is, does that really happen? Do people actually run after a speeding car and go, hey, that's mine?
I highly doubt that happens.
And they always yell the same thing. Hey, stop. That's my car. I want to see that scene and hear, oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. What the horrible writing. I mean, it's cliche.
Oh, it's terrible.
And
absolutely terrible.
And I guarantee that's not even writing. I guarantee, like every time it's a scene like that, they don't write in the screenplay. A guy runs after the car, shaking his fist. The director tells him to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
All right.
Because the guy ran after his motorcycle.
That's true. We don't have time for Attack the Block.
What? I'm sorry.
It's all right.
You didn't think we'd get you thought we'd get through Catwoman in like 10 minutes?
I was hoping maybe not 10 minutes, maybe half an hour.
Oh,
not an hour and 45 minutes.
But it's such a was there? I can't even think about it. There was a good line in the. I think my favorite line was it's overtime.
It's overtime. You know what? I agree. That's my favorite.
I thought I'd hit my limit. Because you get that far into a bad film like this, and you're like numb. You're like, okay, nothing you can do is really going to make me cringe anymore. I care. You've really done it. And then she's like, it's overtime.
It's overtime.
Like, wow, I thought I was gone when she purred that one time, but no.
Oh, one time. There was one truly nauseating purr, and that was
like the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
Where I'm in traffic, I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, ooh, I had to look away. It was that bad. All right.
The closest I can come to it taking out the trash, it wouldn't even make the film better. But could they at least have could they have inserted the Billy Bob Thornton sex scene in that part where just with Benjamin Bratt? Just put in Billy Bob. Billy Bob Thornton should have played the cop. That would have made much more sense.
Okay.
Would have been a darker film.
Yeah, you sure would have. Would have been well written.
Jesus. Oh.